Anywho, let's move to this last topic because I wanted to jump on this. So the Virgin Bachelor Colton Underwood recently came out in an interview with GMA's Robin Roberts. I love how I know the team. I recently watched it. I just kind of want to get a reaction because my question is: Does this threaten the reality of reality TV? Because he went on that show with the premise of he was heterosexual, but let's just see what he had to say.
Myself for a long time. I've hated myself for a long time, and I'm gay, and I came to terms with that earlier this year and have been processing it.
And wanting you to find love. And now they may feel that you misled the public and misled those women from that season.
Yep.
How do you address people who feel that way?
Do I regret handling it the way that I did? I do. I do think I could have handled it better. I'll say that.
How so?
I just wish I wouldn't have dragged people into my own mess of figuring out who I was.
So that's what we had to say about coming out and whatnot. But let's back to the question: does it test the reality in these reality dating shows? Because I mean, I'll be honest. As an actor, I've seen castings looking for actors to portray people like on, let's say, a Big Brother, or it's The Bachelor. So is there a does this hit at reality? And how do you feel about him coming out as well? Let's go to Ivan first, and let's go to Dr. Palin first. I did you last. Sorry.
That's okay. I mean, I don't. What's the significance of him coming out? Why are we making it an issue? Why is this such a special thing that he's coming out?
Well, because he was on The Bachelor, right? Which is a show.
I know, which is a show. So is that the only reason? Is that from the only perspective? Because he just wasn't. He was hiding it himself.
Oh, well, here's some more tea. So the woman that he married at the end of the show, I can't remember her name right now. I wish I had a producer in my ear giving it to me. I didn't write it down. But after the show, after they were married, apparently there was a bad breakup where there was a restraining order against him. And, it kind of answers a little bit, in my opinion. I don't want to editorialize, but if you ask me, it kind of answers as to why maybe that situation happened, because no one ever went into why there was a bad breakup or why there's a restraining order. I just kind of want to ask you how you felt about a little bit about that, but more so about the reality of reality TV.
Yeah, I mean, I think that him coming out is to me, it's not special. I mean, he should come out, but it's also, I think, from the context of what you just said, to me, what that says is that we're still putting so much pressure on this kind of sexuality in our society that we force people to get married and do all these things, and they go through all, now he's got heartbreak with someone else. He's got his own heartbreak. I mean, the way that I think of it is more on a systemic view, where if we made life and sexuality a normal part of the society that we live in, maybe we won't have these, bumps on the road. It shouldn't be that he has to get married and then, oh my God, I'm coming out, So that's how I feel about it.
I didn't mean to laugh. And he was also, Dr. Palin, he was also a virgin. I'm only laughing because what you said sounded funny, but it's because it's true. But also as well, he was a virgin all throughout this. So in the interview, I just kind of want to throw it out there too.
So he never slept. The marriage was never consummated. He never slept with his wife, the wife that he married from Bachelors.
I don't remember. I don't know if they got married, whatever. I know they were engaged. I think the marriage was called off. You know how it works with those things, because that's the real truth. That's what I be thinking. Like Tom Cruise, I think he gay too. It didn't work with Katie Holmes, please. That's because she knew what happened to prove. Come at me, Tom Cruise.
Is he virgin also? So he had never had homosexual sex either?
Yeah, he said that in the interview as well. He's like, I never had. I don't believe him. But let's go to Ivan.
It kind of seems a little.
She's not buying it. She's not selling. So my thing is, I saw the interview and I said, well, he looks gay to me anyway. So I'm like thinking with the interview, it's like, well, whatever. So I'm thinking, okay, so TV, there's very few things in reality TV that are real. However, when the realness comes in, it's so unbelievable that it gets fake anyway. So the bottom line is, if he went into The Bachelor, a heterosexual dating show, knowing he was gay, then he did it for the money. Now, in his little interview, he said, "Well, I was just thanking Jesus that finally this show's going to get me on the straight and narrow." Yeah, right. With some paychecks behind it, perhaps, but it's like, as far as that goes, no, you can't make this crap up. So I just think personally,
come out then on the show.
But because it was either he came out or he was going to be brought out. So the thing is, he took control of it. I don't believe for one second that somebody behind the scenes didn't threaten him to say, "I'm going to expose you if you don't expose yourself." And I don't mean it that way. But but I think it was all about the money. It's all just like when you have reality shows, there has to be a villain, there has to be a hero, there has to be some drama to make you look at this. And that was definitely good drama for the show.
Yes.
So I think it's a joke. I mean, it is what it is.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh. Exactly. I agree with you, Ivan, because like literally, I think you know what happened. Because remember, I said something about that restraining order. I think it was her. She's like, if you don't tell people what happened, I'm in.
That's a good point. Yes.
Because you know what?
Really good point.
Okay, because if you really want to know, I'm petty like that too. I'm like, wait, I got to get back at this fool.
And I mean, that's understandable. If he was not honest with her, it's
hell
yeah. But if he's doing it for money, that's fine. I mean, that's just that's not right.
Definitely. I think she came for revenge. Somebody was upset. Somebody was scorned.
Listen, as a heterosexual woman, I would not want to sleep with a man. I would want to sleep with a man who's attracted to a female body. That just makes no sense. So I can see how I feel like I'm totally duped.
Jess agrees with us.
Exactly. A woman scorned. She was pissed. She wanted revenge.
So he had
that's my thought on that thing.
Right.
Same, because he had to get Olivia Pope and go on. Not he didn't just go on The View. Oh no, he went on GMA with Robin Roberts. He had a good PR firm. I think Matt Gaetz to give that firm a call because he's about to go down.
And came out like late at night.
Sorry, Dr. Palin.
Well,
I was just saying that she came out late in life.
Yeah, and I you know what? I'll be honest. What I've learned in Florida, a lot of the gay men that I've dated that were older, they have children as well. And I'm like, what the, But as I got used to it, I'm like, well, if I was living back in the 70s, I was living back in the 90s, and being gay was not cool then. It was definitely not like the bullying girl. I had to become a fighter. I was like Christina Aguilera. Thanks for making me a fighter. Because either you get your ass whooped, or like, I'll be honest, like I don't care. Like if you're gonna come at me, I'm doing it. But anyways, Ivan.
That's a good point, though. I didn't think about it. You're right. There were probably more men who were not coming out and were having kids, and now you probably, men your age meet those men who couldn't come out.
Right. You know what? I'm a little bit of a psychologist and I pay attention, that a lot of the older guys, and it makes sense. You can't blame them. No, it's a survival mechanism. How are you going to survive? Are you going to be who you are or do something that's going to keep you alive? And, I, as a gay man, I'll be honest, I'll open up. I've often thought about, just living a fake straight life, and even going into acting. I was like, the first thing I asked my teacher, because they asked us, what is something you want to work on? And I said, could you teach me how to be straight? And she didn't understand what I meant. And I'm like, how can you not, and she was so confused. So we had a conversation about it. She's like, Sean, I don't think you need to worry about acting straight. You need to just be yourself, because that's where the real meat of it comes. And trust me, girl, I can do any scene right now. I can cry on cue, because after she said that to me, it lifted a big weight off of my shoulder that, yes, I can be myself. So you're right, Dr. Palin. And Ivan, let's go to you real fast before we close out.
I was just saying the old saying, he had to get before he got, and she was going to got him. So the bottom line is, if he didn't speak up, she was going to fry him anyway. So that's it. He had to get before he got. That's it. That's what I got.
Period. Like,
Period. Period.
I think I'm glad Dr. Palin asked us why do we care, because when you lay out the whole story, you better.
Yeah, that makes more contextual sense.
Mm-hmm. And it's juicy, baby. It's juicy. I'm gonna be following this because Lance Bass. Sorry, Ivan.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, because you Lance Bass. I was going to say Lance Bass got in there too and said, "Be careful because this could backfire on you." But in the same respect, I think he got paid not once, going on twice, and still going to collect checks because he got paid for The Bachelor. You know, Good Morning America got that story as an exclusive, so you know he got paid for that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and now the other stories that come up after the fact, he's getting paid for them as well. So there's more money coming in. So you know what? Take your 15 minutes of fame, be who you are, do your thing. And realize after this, nobody cares.
Mm-hmm.